Well, when you think about balancing punishment with rehabilitation, the criminal justice system might come to mind. But similar conversations are happening in public schools.
And one leader wants Pennsylvania school districts to go one step further. Here's CBS News Harrisburg reporter Seth Kaplan.
I had out-of-school suspension for 10 days for throwing a paper ball at a bus driver.
One-time high school mischief maker, now state representative Manny Guzman.
I am not diminishing my responsibility in terms of throwing a paper ball at a bus driver. I obviously deserve some consequences for that.
Yeah, right here at this school all those years ago. And so if even the perpetrator of that crime agrees there should have been consequences, what was wrong with the suspension?
Those are 10 days that I spent outside of the classroom where I didn't really necessarily learn much.
His only such suspension, and he turned out fine. But imagine someone getting 5 suspensions like that.
Well, that's 50 days now outside of your academic career that you're spending outside of the classroom, at home, doing God knows what.
Just as bad.
The punishment occurred, and then the student went back to class, and there was never any acknowledgement of perhaps why they did what they did and how it impacted everyone else.
That was then. Now, in the very same school district,
they discussed what the issue was, what occurred, how to prevent it from happening, and how it impacted everybody so they can have a healing relationship and move on and then get back to class, which is where we want students to be.
That's called restorative practices. Guzman has introduced this bill, which would spread it around the state. The plan?
Keep kids off the street, create a centralized database so that any taxpayers across the Commonwealth can view how their school districts are doing in terms of student discipline.
One reason for that?
If you're a brown or black student in the country, you know, you are almost 5 times more likely to be suspended. The state of New York has a restorative practice model. Maryland.
He wants Pennsylvania to be next. So far, the bill has only Democratic co-sponsors. It would need some Republican support in the GOP-controlled Senate. Some opponents nationally have said restorative practices let offenders off too easily. Reading, Seth Kaplan, CBS News, Philadelphia.